Look at all those subscribers.
Jinkies, it's kind of a lot. It's kind of intimidating.
Topher, put your sirens on. What is going on, guys? My name is Brendan.
And it's your main favorite Topher.
And we are the Septic Bros. We had to call in the cops right there because there are too many damn subscribers on the channel.
Yikes.
You guys are the absolute best.
Favorites.
So today's video, we are going to go into the topic of gaming and our experience with gaming in general. We want to go into the first video games that we played, and we want to talk about the patterns that we've gone through and kind of relate that all back to Rocket League at the very end and how it has all trained us as a senpai to get where we need to be.
Senpai
Now, Topher, what was the first video game that you played, and you know, who introduced you to it?
Well, for me, this is kind of weird because I was like maybe 2, 3, or 4 when this came out, the Nintendo 64.
Yikes!
But the Nintendo 64 was my first console, my first gaming experience. The first game I really played was The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Super Smash, the
classic.
original ones. So those are the first 2 games I really delved in and just absolutely demolished them, played them for hours. Funny story about playing Super Smash, my parents were super religious and super strict, right? So they never let us use guns. So when me and my brother got the blaster, we would just throw it at each other. We would never shoot it because we didn't want to get in trouble. It was ridiculous. I know.
Now, did you get that game from a random homeless person, or did you get that from your parents?
Guess where I got it from? EB Games. It's a classic nobody knows about.
So I think we should have discussed this because my story is very, very similar. The game that I got was Super Smash Bros., but this one was Melee for the GameCube. Now, my aunt, shout out Debbie, got me Super Smash Bros. Melee, got me a GameCube console, and I started playing the hell out of it. Now, there is the action mode, and then there's the adventure mode. I mostly played the action mode, but my sister started playing with me a little bit on the adventure mode.
What?
And there was like demons, and it was like zombies everywhere.
You had
and
nightmares?
my mom came in and said, she said you are not allowed to ever play that part of the game again. So when nobody was home, your boy would just hop on there
you're
and
a
just experiment.
delinquent. A delinquent in the making.
Delinquent. So I would do that a little bit, but it was absolutely so much fun. But you know, my parents were kind of freaked out that it was rated T for teens, and I was not a teen yet. But it was a great experience, and I think that got me really enjoying games. And you know, from those games, what was kind of the pattern of your gaming experience up until present day?
After, I would say, my grandpa got me my Nintendo Wii, after that moment, I started playing like After that, I started grinding on Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, just multiplayer games. I wasn't really much of a campaign guy until Destiny. That doesn't really count. But multiplayer games were my sweet spot, my batter zone. I would grind out, and that was the beauty of getting diamond and stuff like that for me. What about you?
So I really got into, you know, more of the traditional like Pac-Man single-player games before we really got into online games, right? No, not like that, like the Pac-Man World 2, Pac-Man World 3 kind of stuff.
Okay.
And once I got into online games, it was pretty much donezo for me. I was, you know, playing all sorts of Call of Duties. I was playing Madden, FIFA, and I really got just super enticed with multiplayer games. But I still had this pattern that I wanted to quickly touch upon, and what that was I would get really into an online game, but then I would go through a phase where I would only play like a single type player game, where it'd be Skyrim, Fallout, Red Dead Redemption, whatever that may be. And then I'd have some times where I'd be super into, you know, Septic older games, and it would be, you know, getting on an N64 or a Super Nintendo, and I'd play those for a while. This kind of goes and touches back to our, you know, Make Gaming Cool Again video, where we touch on the trends of video games throughout time, and, you know, more of the radical Septic summer kind of thing, and that's really the kind of games that I was into back in the day. And I would go through this little cycle where it was, those 3 different types of games throughout the year, and at the end of the year, I would be kind of right back into multiplayer games. So for you, did you see any patterns that arose, or how many games did you play at once, or what kind of things?
No, for me, it was just I would grind out on one multiplayer game for years until the next one came out for Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2. I would just play that for days on days. Like, I have 36 days gameplay for Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, and all those games. Like, I have long hours into that, and I lost it after Black Ops 3 and didn't find anything like that until Destiny, and that was one of the big games where I grinded out. And after that game, like, I lost it and I didn't have anything like it, and I've been searching for a similar game where I could just grind out. And I really was very competitive in all those multiplayer games. So that's when I picked up Rocket League based off of you. You recommended it to me. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't want to, but I actually do enjoy it a lot, and the grind is actually absolutely fantastic and very septic. So that's why I still play it now.
Very septic. Right, and for me, the phase really has gotten not quite as planned since I've gotten to college. I don't really play any retro games anymore. I really have a hard time playing single-player games because I think my attention span is just horrible now when it comes to video games. I have to have immediate action right away. So I don't really play, single-player games as much anymore. I don't play retro games. I only play multiplayer games, and I think that that's just coming from only having time in between classes or playing with your friends, and that's just how the development has been for me. So, Topher, do you think that your experience playing games and all different types of games have helped you be better at Rocket League, or have they kind of hindered your success?
I would say the best thing about it was being able to stick to one game for a long amount of time without getting like a new game. That was probably the benefit for me in playing Rocket League, because I now just like sit there and just grind out and training, do drills, stuff like that, and I don't get necessarily bored, but I enjoy getting better because I see the progression in my skill level. What about you?
Right. It to me, I feel like it hasn't really helped me or harm me, because a lot of times I feel like my experience with the video games is like I can pick up a controller and play anything, and I can, but that doesn't exactly mean that I'm going to be fantastic at the game. And I think that becomes very evident when some of the young kids who never played Modern Warfare 2, never played any of those games that we're playing, and they're much better at Rocket League than we are. So I think that it does help you to a certain extent. No?
I haven't met anybody better than me.
Right, yeah. Plat 2!
3. Plat 3, thank you very much.
Just how about you go into our Discord and check. Say that to Dansky, huh?
Plat 3.
So I think that it's kind of, I don't know, maybe if we grew up and this was our first game, we'd be a little bit better at it. Who knows? But yeah, the grind is real. We're really trying to get on and get going with it. Want to say thank you guys so much. We have over 400 subscribers. And, going forward, we're going to be doing a massive tournament when we hit 500 subscribers, which should be sometime next week. So you guys, continue to promote it. Yep. Put it on your grandma's Facebook page, and let's get after it. Love you all. Peace.
Dot.